Good day, good people. I'm coming to you live from Cape Town. This is Lonombo Fololo, the cryptocurrency enthusiast, entrepreneur. Yesterday, we just had a very powerful seminar. Here in Cape Town, we had two sessions, both packed. People were sitting even on the floor because people are just hungry for information. People are just serious about taking their life to the next level, basically getting rid of the shackles of poverty. People want a better life for themselves and for their families. So that's why people are coming out in numbers in all our seminars across the country. So we're quite excited about that. Now, what actually I realize in all these seminars is that people come to a seminar because they want to know how much money they can make in Bitcoin, how much money must they put in, how much are they going to get out, and when and how. So, and I basically start off with the notion that we need to understand why Bitcoins, right? Because I think that's where, um, that's the information that can literally be child life changing. Now, let's deal with why Bitcoin. So, why Bitcoin? Do we have Bitcoin because Bitcoin is such a nice idea to have? It's a nice innovation. It's just one of those beautiful things. Or was it really a far more bigger necessity for us to have Bitcoins? We spend our days working and working for money, and then we then get the money to live off, and then also to plan for the future, to provide for our families and so forth. Now, here's the thing. My favorite quote by a guy called Robert Kiyosaki. Now, Robert Kiyosaki says, savers are losers, right? Savers are losers. Now, common wisdom that I got from home after studying at university, as I was going to go to the world of work, I was told at home that I need to save money, make sure that I don't spend money willy nilly. I just need to save, and be wise with how I deal with my money, which was all good and well. But then on the other side, Robert Kiyosaki says savers are losers. So which one am I going to take? So I then had to realize, what does it mean when he says savers are losers? I'll give an example. Now, here in South Africa, if I've got 5,000 Rand, right, I've got 5,000 Rand, I go to my favorite grocery shop and I look at what I can get for my 5,000 Rand. Let's say I fill two or three trolleys worth of groceries and I'm happy. And then on my way to the tills, then I realized that I was told by my mom to actually save money, right? And I realized half of the stuff that is in this trolley I don't really need. So let's just assume that I decide not to go and buy these things. I decide to actually just make a list of everything that I could buy for my 5,000, every little bit of it, and then decide not to buy. Take the money, put it in a bank, put it in a fixed deposit for 12 months, right? And then let's assume 12 months later, I've invested my money. It's now sitting at, let's assume 5,600, even though that's being very, very generous, right, with the current rates that the banks are giving out there. Let's assume it's 5,600. Now, 12 months later, I go back to the same shop, same grocery shop. I've got now 5,600. And I say to the guys, look, remember I was here 12 months back at 5,000. Right now, I've got 5,600. Okay. Now, do you think that I'm now going to buy more goods than what I could buy with my 5,600 than with what I could buy with my 5,000 12 months back? I'm probably going to buy way much less. Why? Because the interest rate that I'm getting from my money in any investment, in any savings or any investment, 12 months fixed deposit, whatever it is from the bank, is going to be far less compared to the rate at which my money would have lost buying power, what they call inflation. Okay. So I'm buying less and less and less with my money. Even though I'm saving money, I'm getting interest. So now, so that's the current situation with fiat currency, right? It's very difficult for anyone to actually get ahead. So unless you really learn more skills in terms of how to can really make your money grow further, how you can make your money work harder for you. So my favorite topic about Bitcoin, one of the characteristics of Bitcoin, is the fact that Bitcoin is deflationary. It's designed to be deflationary. What does that mean? That means over time, the value of Bitcoin tends to appreciate, right? And if over the last 8 years, if the last 8 years is anything to go by, this actually proves my point that Bitcoin tend to appreciate in value over time, whereas all fiat currencies all over the world, they do tend to buy you less and less and less over time. All right. So then this makes Bitcoin to be one of the greatest investment models that there is in the world right now. Let's look at the past 7 years with Bitcoin. At the end of 2010, one Bitcoin was worth about 10 US cents, 10 US cents. Right now, and the date is the 22nd of April, 2018, the price of Bitcoin is sitting at around 8,800 US dollars. So over the last 7 years, Bitcoin has risen from 10 cents per Bitcoin to right now 8,800. Now that's unheard of, right? That's unheard of. You can never get those kind of returns anywhere in the world. All right. Now we can deal in later videos that I'm gonna do. Why does Bitcoin do that? Okay. Why does Bitcoin appreciate in value? Okay. We'll talk about it in a later stage. So what I need you to understand, good people, is that Bitcoin appreciates in value. Over the last 8 years, Bitcoin has proven itself over and over again, though it fluctuates over time, but you find that over a longer period, it tends to appreciate in value. So that's why I love Bitcoins. That's why I love Bitcoin. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do more and more videos in terms of all the mechanics of Bitcoin, why does it appreciate in value, and so forth. Where do we see this thing going in the future, and what are the ways a person can actually make money through Bitcoins like myself? Um, just a brief background. I used to be in real estate for about 7 years. I had my own company, running my own business for 7 years. I then got involved into Bitcoins in about 2 years back. And then I decided last year, February, I decided to then go full time, traveling the country, teaching people how they can make money from Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin and why Bitcoin. So far, it's been a very, very fulfilling exercise, and I enjoy every bit of it. And I intend to do this more and more and more. I intend to go all over the world to teach people about Bitcoin, why Bitcoin, and where this thing is going, because I think this thing has got the potential to virtually take a lot of ordinary people out of poverty, right? But the thing is, with this opportunity, it's time sensitive, right? What I mean by that, if you were to go back, right, maybe let's say 2015, 2015 in South Africa, the value of one Bitcoin on average was about 3,000 Rand for one Bitcoin. Right now, one Bitcoin in South Africa, it's over 100,000 Rands. Bitcoin can never go back to 3,000 Rand for you to go and buy more Bitcoin or to start mining Bitcoin so that by this time we've got X number of Bitcoins, right? So it can only go further from here in terms of the value of Bitcoin appreciating over time. So it is a time sensitive opportunity. So what I want to urge each and everyone who's going to be watching this video is take some time, read about Bitcoin, learn about Bitcoin. Most importantly, don't just look at the price. Look at why Bitcoin. Look at the technology behind Bitcoin. Look at what are the real life problems that Bitcoin is actually there to solve. What are the markets that Bitcoin is basically competing against? And what are the size of that market, right? And how big a market share can Bitcoin realistically take of those different markets? So we're going to talk about all those things in the next coming episodes. So until then, see you later, guys. Let's get them information. Let's get some wisdom. Let's get understanding. Let's make some money. Thank you. Cheers.